Hello, hello, hello. I am John. This is my show, Sports Reckoning. Okay, so there's a huge issue in the sports card hobby revolving around like a Kurt's Card Care. And what's the other Mr. Minty, I think is the other guy that I know of and stuff. So there's a huge issue with cleaning cards. Obviously, like trimming cards, that's a different subject because you're actually removing the actual what was there, the original card. You're removing part of the card from. I see that there can be an issue there. I mean, that's a big problem. Or like in the old days when we used to have the screw down holders, right? I remember the first time I had a screw down holder. I had a kind of big one with that David Robinson. Remember David Robinson had I don't know if it was a Hoops rookie. There was the one where he was holding his jersey. That was like and that was one that I remember. I might have bought that at the National, like back in the 1990. I'm trying to remember where I bought that card, but that was the card I was searching for at the time, right? Because I went to one of those original Nationals back in Anaheim Convention Center, like around 1990 or whatever. I went to one of those, and I'm trying to think. It's like I was looking for the one card that I was going for was that David Robinson, the one where he was holding the jersey. That was the good one, right? That one that was perfect and shit, right? And then I had that one, and then I had the other, whatever the same David Robinson was that same year or whatever, but it was the lesser valuable one. And so I put both of those cards, and I got a screw down holder, and I put them in there. And it looked awesome, right? I put both of those cards in a screw down holder. It looked really fucking cool, right? But when I did it, I was like, is this safe for the cards? It's kind of crushing it, right? Instantly, I was aware. I was like, that's kind of crushing the card. So there's the issue about like pressing cards, right? And then that changes the size of them. The dimension. I have a problem. I can see that that's a problem. That would be considered an altered card, right? So there's all kinds of these little issues of things of what you can and can't do and stuff, right? People complain about it. But, so I've always heard the Kurt's Card Care, and I really haven't watched the videos to see what they actually are doing. But then I came across, I watched it because I wanted to see this because this is old card stock, right? Per card. And so the stuff I had seen, like where they, one of the videos Dan the Cardman had made, had shown there was this big dent on the back of a card, but it was not a modern card, right? Ultra modern. Chrome card. But then, because I know that there's a chromium finish thing, a chrome piece of metal on the top or whatever, I believe that's the way it is. I thought it was still paper. I didn't know exactly what it was. And then Dan the Cardman was saying it was plastic. And I'm like, well, shoot, those are materials that can be put into water and stuff, right? So if it doesn't seep in the middle where somehow the glue is there or whatever, because that would be your only concern. And it's 10 years later, is it going to show a bubble? That's your only concern. That's the only thing we're concerned about, right? But if you don't have to worry about that, I don't see the problem, right? I didn't see the problem with that. Dan was making a big deal about it, and I was like, I don't see the problem with that, right? Especially if you disclose it, right? If it's actually done at PSA, like I'm not into comic books, but I'm aware that there's a thing that the comic books do some stuff like that, right? So I'm not aware of comic books. I don't know exactly how that works, but it does happen at the grading company, right? So it's like if they had professional cleaners at the grading company, and then the card got regraded and it would be graded properly. If it's not altered as far as the shape, you haven't trimmed it, the corners, and if it's just been cleaned, I would say the card should be awarded the proper grade of its current state after it was cleaned, but it should be documented that it was clean. I don't have any fucking problem with that. Not after watching this video, because he soaked this card. This is a video of Kurt's Card Care, right? He soaked the card, and it's like, okay, well, because the thing I was bringing up about that with to Dan the Cardman, I was like, well, I know paper money, because paper money is made out of a paper that's like a denim. So that's totally fine to wash paper money. You could put it in water. You soak the fuck out of it. It's not going to do anything to it. You dry it, it's fine and shit, right? The only thing you might damage is a little bit of that extra stuff they add on to it, right? But maybe a little bit of that. But that's it and shit, right? So I didn't have any problem. I just don't see the problem with it and shit. Especially if you disclose it. But so now, the other thing, there's a couple things about what we're like AIH is always come from the coin market and you can't touch a coin and shit, right? And it's like, fuck your coin. That's not even the same material. We're not even in the same fucking ballpark. If you're gonna compare whatever it is they do in the fucking coin shit, which is like, why would I want a dirty ass fucking coin? The thing is like, from the manufacturer, the pristine condition, I want it clean and shining as best as it can possibly be. And silver gets dirty and shit, right? And so like here's an example and shit. I mentioned like to AIH and shit, right? I have this little, I don't know, this little pill box, jewelry box. It's from like 1898. So it's really cool, right? Okay, and so if you can see it, I'll put it over here a little better. See if that helps and shit. See a little bit better on this and stuff, right? So you can shine in now. Okay, but see, when I first got this, it was probably a little dirtier than this, and I cleaned it, right? And now I don't know if I was supposed to clean it or not. I don't know. That's the thing, I don't know. But one of the things is like, on the little cracks right here on the silver, it gets black and you can't clean that out. That's going to be there. So that's one of the things that show, even if I clean this, it's still going to show this black in the crack. That's really hard to get that shit out. And that's one of the things with really old silver. It's going to have that black in there and shit, right? So there's a thing about that. Now, see, right, you can see now, I haven't cleaned this for a couple of years. It's starting to get dirty again. You can see where the coloring is not, it's not all really nice, shiny silver, but when I clean it, it gets really clean and shit, right? You know, it gets clean, but it's starting to get dirty again. So it's like one of those things is like, okay, did I fuck this up by cleaning it? I don't think so. It sure as hell looks a lot, I like it better clean. So it's mine and I like it clean, so I don't give a fuck, right? But that's one of the things with coins. Why can't you clean a fucking coin? Why would you want a coin all dirty and old and shit? Why would you want that? I don't get that. But AIH's comparison, talking about coins, that's like apples to oranges. We're not even fucking filled. You're talking about a material that is drastically different. Metal, a solid fucking metal, you can't compare at all, period, AIH. I don't ever want to hear you fucking ever say again, well, I come from the coin market and you can't touch coins. That's a fucking metal, a solid metal. We're not even in the same fucking ballpark. Don't you ever compare fucking a metal to a card, right? That's not even relatable. It's not even, so shut the fuck up. You're fucking, when you do that, when you invoke that, that's when I get mad at you, AIH. And I keep saying that you constantly, it's like one of these things. They say, it's better to be thought of an idiot to open your mouth and fucking prove it. Shut the fuck up, AIH. And say that. You just show me how much of a fucking idiot you are. And you too. And how fake you motherfuckers are. And all you care about is coming in here and trying to be a fucking YouTuber, influencer, celebrity and shit. And I don't care about you say you don't make much money. You make a few dollars and you're trying to get away from your fucking wives and shit. Bullshit. You're trying to be a star. I fucking stand this fucking modern world where all these idiots, these no talent fucking losers who I never would have fucking known in the world and shit, because you've got no talent. There's no reason for me to ever come across you, know your name, nothing. Right? But we got this fucking modern internet world, and every dumb jackass fucking loser thinks he's a fucking celebrity. You think you're a reporter. You think you got talent and skill. God, fuck you. Fucking so sick of this fucking mediocre fucking talent that we're exposed to every day. Fucking losers and shit, right? You don't know how to ask the real fucking questions. You don't know how to do proper comparisons. Fuck. Right, so let me just play this for a few seconds. Okay, so he was showing comparisons there to the before picture. He showed the whole process. And he didn't trim this. He didn't trim this and shit. He just cleaned it, right? The gunk that was on there, that wasn't with that when the card came off the manufacturer, that wasn't there. So then the card had been altered with some gunk. That's alteration. You're going to tell me that you'd rather have alteration, putting gunk and dirt and grime all over your fucking card? You think that that's bad? You think that's okay? But then to remove that gunk, problem with that? Dude, shut the fuck up. There is only fucking one thing here. A determination factor is should this be documented on a fucking slab? Should this be documented? Only be allowed to take place at the fucking grading company, and that is it. Otherwise than that, I don't want to hear any of your fucking complaints. That's the whole complaint is, where should this take place? How do they document it on the slab? And that's the whole fucking argument. I don't want to ever hear again, is this okay? Because I watched him do this and this looked fine to me. This card is way fucking better. This card is much more in the appearance, in the original fashion of how it actually came off of the press. And that's what we're all looking for. The gunk that was on there, all the crap, that's added to it. So that's some form of an alteration and shit, right? Now, when we're talking like apples and oranges. So what I compare this technique of old classic paintings, right? So it's called How Old Paintings Are Professionally Restored. Now, I started watching some of this and I stopped it right here. I cannot believe what the fucking guy did to this thing. I couldn't believe it. That's what I'm saying. If you guys ever want to have art to restore cards and stuff, go watch this video. It's the page is called Masters of Craft. The video is titled How Old Paintings Are Professionally Restored. The guy took the painting and he's scraping all of the glue. Originally, it was glued to something, right? So they peeled it off of the original thing and he's scraping it. I'm like, what the fuck? He said, no, it won't damage it. It's okay. He scraped all the glue off, right? And then there was holes on the back. So he put some kind of little thing on the back and heated it up and covered the holes. He fixed the holes, right? Then he put that same plastic he was using to cover the holes, he put that all around the edges because there's holes on the edges from where the original tacks and stuff and the nails were placed into it, right? They put that plastic all around the edges and then trimmed the fucking painting. I was like, oh my God, holy shit. I'm like, he's trimming it. I'm like, oh, this is what they do professionally. This is like the highest of something that we can talk about is like something that is original condition, talking about something in original condition and the highest value of art that there is out there. This is the highest value of art that is out there, and they do this shit to that stuff. If they're going to do it to that stuff, then I'm not going to complain and say you can't do it to a goddamn sports card. Give me a break, dude. I watched what Kurt's Card Care did to that card. He restored it. It looked like it was professionally restored. And when he soaked it, I was like, whoa. I was like, that's pretty crazy and shit. I was crazy. But I didn't see him coloring it. At the end, he just cleaned it. And then at the end, one thing, there was a dot. He was able to remove that, but I don't think he dyed it or anything. He just like touched it and somehow it came off. It was a little tricky, but there was a stain. He wasn't able to completely remove the stain, but there was some gunk on the card. He got rid of that and it made the card look way. Plus what he did then after he cleaned the card and he did some form of a pressing, but that's the other thing. We have to know that I don't think he's pressing it too hard where it's actually altering the card, but I know that that's an issue. That's where one of the issues is at. But if the card is done at like PSA, if they do it and the card is restored, right? It's a restored card. So now the grade that's being applied is being applied under the condition of a card being restored. So if the card was a little bit altered on the size because of a pressing of the card and they know it wasn't trimmed, like when they first got the card, they would measure it, right? So they measure the card originally, and if the card measure and it's not altered at that point, that's fine. Then if they press it, if they're in the process of that, if there is a slight alteration that takes place, that's okay because the card has now been designated as restored. So the alteration of the size difference will be acceptable under that term, right? So I can accept that too because it's a restored card. You have a choice. Would you rather buy the old gunky card with all this crap on it, or would you rather that would be graded as a PSA 1, or would you have the card restored, documented as being restored, that grades as a PSA 5? It just looks way fucking better. And it's just after he did all this stuff, like I said, he pressed it, he did all the stuff. Then he took some wax and he like paintbrushed it on with this paintbrush. He put this like little wax. He preserved it. Not only did he restore it, then he preserved it again. I think that's a admirable thing to do on that card and shit. Yes, fucking, I didn't see anything wrong with it. It didn't appear to damage the card in any way. It didn't appear to alter it from its original state in any fucking way. What it did is it removed the alteration from all the years of the gunk and shit that was on there that needed to be removed so the card could appear back to its more in its pure state, its natural state, which is that's the whole thing. We want the shit in its natural state as can be, right? So I was going to play this just for a second. The guy he started painting. Then he flips it over and he starts like coloring. He colored it. So like the two like most things that are taboo in the sports card community, this guy did both of those things to this. He trimmed it and he colored it. Right? That's why I'm like, holy shit. So you guys, if you want to make any fucking argument about fucking Kurt's Card Cares and is that okay on cards, you need to go watch this painting or watch this video and see what they do to classic paintings before you come talking to me about what they do to cards and whether it's acceptable or not. So this right here, he starts cleaning it. He's literally putting this like cleaning solution over the whole goddamn thing. Let me just play it for a few seconds. Right, he's using all his materials. There's a solution, just like Kurt's Card Care. He's got some kind of solution and shit, right? And then he starts wiping it off. See what the thing, just like what you would do with Kurt's Card Care. You clean it all up and shit. They remove the dirt. I mean, dude, I don't see if they can do it in this realm. If they're doing it on classical paintings, if they're going to restore it to remove the dirt, to remove the glue, right? They even trimmed it and then bolted, put the tacks on there, redid all that shit. He colorized a part of it. Fucking now he waxed the whole thing and he's removing the dirt and shit. I didn't watch this whole video, but it's just like, goddamn, everything that's supposed to be taboo in the card doing it above and beyond on a painting. And nobody in the world is going to tell me that painting is less valuable after the guy cleaned it. All the most expensive paintings go through this process. They're preserved. They do this to all of them. This is what happens. So that's what I'm saying. AIH, when you're trying to shit to coins and shit to the card market, that's apples and oranges. You're not even in the fucking same realm. So shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You either make proper fucking comparisons or shut the fuck up. God damn it, right? You never got told enough when you were a kid. Shut the fuck up, right? Your parents never told you, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I lived in the real world, so I had enough ghetto crazy motherfuckers around that would tell me, shut the fuck up. You better watch how you fucking talk. You don't be saying that shit around here. Luckily, I was around crazy motherfuckers, and you'd say something stupid, motherfuckers would warn you. That's all I needed to learn. I'll just get one warning. And luckily, those crazy motherfuckers usually will give you a warning before they fuck you up because they know that you are one of them and you don't know. And so they're teaching you, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, because you get your ass beat for fucking saying that shit in the real world. You better be careful how you fucking talk to people and when you're in their presence or when you're talking about them, because rumors come around too. You better be careful how you fucking talk about people. Shit will come back on you and shit. You gotta learn how you fucking talk shit. Like, I talk shit, whatever, I don't give a fuck about you stupid motherfuckers. That's what happens when you get old. You kind of just be like, I don't give a fuck. The whole thing about me is like I'm not scared of anybody and shit and now because I'm old enough, big enough and shit. I just don't care. I'm just always scared of going to jail. And I don't want to kill somebody. I feel bad. Like when I hit people with me and stuff, whenever I get in, they say like some people you press them and they focus, like under pressure, people focus, some people get rattled and shit, right? I'm one of those people that gets focused. Like me, it's like the world slows down, like the Matrix and shit, right? So once you put me in that situation, things move really slow. Like I could move fast. I'm like the Matrix. I'm like moving super speed, and you're not even moving. You're just moving like super slow and shit, right? And so when you get to that kind of when you have that ability and shit, right? You just are not scared of people, and you're just always knowing I can hurt you bad and shit, right? And so. Now, with me saying that, I'm not saying I could beat people up, dude, or that I'm stupid enough to not know that people will fucking beat the shit out of me and people that you don't think can fucking annihilate you. I'm not stupid. That's why I ain't gonna go yelling at people's faces in the public. I definitely try to avoid fucking confrontation and shit and conflict and shit because I know the rule. There's the basic rule. If you get in a fight, you got to kill somebody. That's the way it goes. If you're going to be in a fight, the only reason for you to be in a fight is that you're fearing for your life. That's like legally and shit. That's how shit goes. So with me, I don't ever want to start a fight because in my head, I already know a fight is to the death, right? That's the only way to fight. So I don't want to fight because I already know that if I go off on you, in my head, I'm going to try. I need to kill you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be part of that. I'll avoid it as much as I can. I will be a bitch and run. I will, because I don't want to kill nobody. I don't want to be involved in that. Who cares if I win the fight and I kill him? No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna be sitting there thinking, "Yeah, I'm bad." No, I'm gonna be thinking, "Fuck, I just fucking hurt somebody. I don't want to do that. I don't like doing this." So all that shit, right? So all you stupid motherfuckers and shit, you fucking losers. But anyways. Shut the fuck up, you fucking losers, about this shit now. Either you fucking provide me with quality fucking information, proper fucking comparisons, or shut the fuck up because you are fucking outclassed, you out of your league. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just whiny baby bitches. Quit your goddamn blood clot fucking crying. I am sick of you whiny fucking babies crying with your stupid shit. Oh, look at what they did to my sports card. Where? Shut the fuck up. We're talking about like trimming and stuff like that. Those are serious issues and shit, right? Because you're altering the card from its original state. Cleaning the card is preserving the card back to its original state, removing the alteration that has taken place from the years of abuse on that card. You're removing it, preserving the card back to its proper state. I think it's 100% acceptable. Y'all need to shut the fuck up with your whiny bitches crying. You whiny bitches. You got no fucking talent. Your shows fucking suck. You don't do proper investigative journalism. When is anybody... Look at Dan the Man, Dan the Card Man, and AI Sports. If you don't come out and your next video is saying, what the fuck is Sports Card Radio doing, taking endorsement deals from Golden and doing a fully endorsed Golden production fucking show for the sports card community after the fight of what they were in, and then they bent over and took it up the ass from fucking Ken Golden. Now they run a fucking show. Did you see Sports Card Radio's show today? He was showing all these cards. And what were the cards sold on? Golden Auction. He's doing advertisement for Golden Auctions. Will you hear Dan the Card Man or AIH ever step up and say, Sports Card Radio sold out and took a deal and did not disclose it to the fucking community of which they're in? Their whole show of what they're doing is being promoted and produced by fucking Golden. And will you ever heal? That's it. You're fake, Dan the Card Man. You're fake, AIH, because you will not fucking jump up and condemn the people that are on your side, your team. There is no fucking team here. It's the quality of the cards is the whole issue. There is no fucking teams. We're not teams. The card collectors is a huge community of people. There's rules that go on in there, but you own your cards. I own my cards. We are not on the same fucking team. But goddamn Dan the fucking Card Man, AIH Sports, they will talk shit about everybody else. They won't fucking talk shit about Sports Card Radio when they sit up there and they've taken a goddamn fucking endorsement deal from Ken Golden. And that's how their fucking Thursday night stream is just a goddamn 2-hour long Golden fucking auction commercial. Fucking losers, you fucking frauds. I'm so sick of this fucking world with you idiot fake fucking losers. God, I'm fucking sick of you stupid motherfuckers. Fucking assholes. I'm sick of it. You fucking losers. Fuck all you.